along you found a plan for me. All along you had a plan for me. So open my eyes, help me to see the truth, that all my goodbyes brought me closer to you. All the fear inside circle in my mind, help me to find, give me peace of mind. Help me to find, give me peace in my mind. Yeah.
Not a musical conference. Oh, what a pleasure, man. That was a great song.
Thank you.
Enjoyed it. Tonight we have the pleasure to have Todd.
Yeah.
He's a musician and he is a nurse. So I love when this is most nurses, they're called nurses jack with all trades.
Yeah.
So it really shows that you do have a passion for playing music,
yeah,
and you are a nurse. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about you, who you are, and take us to your journey.
Yeah. So my name is Todd Warku. My full name is Tadela Adunya Warku. So I am first generation Ethiopian-American. Both of my parents were born in rural Ethiopia as shepherds and farmers, and they were illiterate till 16 and 18 years old. My mom went on to become a nurse, and it was actually a nurse who changed the trajectory of our family. She actually moved, a lady named Carolyn Stuyvesant moved to Ethiopia from the United States to work in a clinic and teach. She met my dad as a 18 or 20-some-year-old 8th grader. And long story short, she ended up sponsoring him and his whole family through all of his education. And she sponsored him through high school in Ethiopia, college in Australia, and 3 master's degrees in the United States. And so nursing has played a role before I was alive. As for music, I started off in business. I graduated with business, and then I set out to become a famous pop soul musician after college. And over the next 4 years, worked my way up to finishing my debut pop album, getting funded for international tour from a grant, and linking up with a Grammy Award-winning team of musicians. And on that precipice of taking the tour and going on tour and releasing the album, I felt like there was something more for me to do outside of music that connected me back to purpose. I felt like I could entertain people, but I hadn't quite found purpose. So I actually canceled my album, gave back my tour funding, and started looking for something that would connect my hands directly connected to purpose. And that led me back to the idea of going back to school for nursing. So I returned to school in 2012 and did my prerequisites for nursing and finished my nursing degree, and then moved to Southern California and started working as a nurse.
Okay, very good, very good. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
How do you make it? How do you actually mix nursing and music?
Yeah, so I never intentionally tried to mix them. So I walked away from music to go into nursing, but I started my career in a level 1 trauma center as an emergency trauma nurse. And what I realized was I'm a musician, a singer-songwriter, and now every day I go to work, I'm confronted by life and death. I'm confronted by pain and suffering. And what happened was I needed to process those things somehow. And what I found is music became my processor to those deep experiences. So my first patient died, and I wrote a song I would say was given to me. And the lyrics were, I've seen life slowly slipping away. I've seen death try and take it away. I've seen pain drop tears on a face, but in everything I've seen, love remains. I've seen hope from the depth of despair. I've seen peace come from nowhere. I've seen grace wash the deepest of stains. In all that I've seen, love remains. And I wrote these songs to process my own humanity in a place that challenges that humanity. And I think music is what kept my humanity alive while I was a nurse in the emergency department.
Have you ever played for your patients?
So a lot of people ask that, like, do you sing to your patients? And I worked in one of the busiest emergency departments, like a level 1 trauma center, hundreds of patients a day, life and death. So I never sang in that environment because it was very challenging to take my brain out of being a trauma nurse and pick up music and then go back to being a trauma nurse. And the environment was quite chaotic. So I don't think I sang in the office, but I did sing, whether it was in inner shift or to the nurses that were going on to the unit. So I think music found its way into that in a way that worked, or in a way that was acceptable to the environment.
What would you say? I know there are folks out there,
Yeah.
Especially male, that may have a first career and looking for a second career.
Yeah.
You thought about nursing, and for some reasons that they don't have that, they haven't made that step yet. What would you say to someone? Maybe that music is their first career. Maybe it's something else. What would you say to that individual?
That's an amazing question. And I'll answer that twofold. If somebody would have said something to me when I was trying to do music full time, I wouldn't have listened. I would have said, no, like I'm never gonna do nursing. That was my mentality. I'm gonna be a musician. I'm gonna be a famous pop artist. I'm not doing nursing. I think it was when I was genuinely looking for something that connected me to purpose and meaning is when nursing really started to come up in first place, because your hands touch a patient. So if I was giving, first of all, I've sent several people back to nursing. And I think what I'd say is there's several, I didn't know how beneficial nursing would be to me when I chose to do it. I just knew it would answer this calling of purpose. But after working in nursing, I think it changed me in more ways than I impacted my patients. It humbled me. It gave me a sense of service. It connected me to a human story. It gave me the ability to genuinely help people. And I think if I was talking to someone, a male nurse or somebody that's been considering, there's something in nursing for everyone. I don't think I would have worked in several areas of nursing, but I didn't have to. I think there's an area of nursing for every personality type, everything you're looking for exists in nursing. If you want really critical, you go to ICU. If you want more like a variety of, the patient experience and you like moving around more, there's emergency. If you want, to connect deeply, there's other areas. So I think there's so many areas of nursing that I wasn't aware of that you can always find yourself in the profession.
Very good. If you were to go back in times,
yeah.
Is there anything you would have done different?
If there's anything I would do different if I went back in time. As it pertains to, giving away my tour funding, canceling my album, not going on an international tour and going into nursing, I would make that decision 100 times over. It was the best decision I ever made. It changed my life. So much of my life was formed in those experiences, and so much of the perspective that I hold was shaped face to face with patients. So I wouldn't trade. I wouldn't change anything.